Yo, what's up? Good morning. So last week we finalized this shader here. I think it looks pretty good. It's a transparent shader that can blur and refract whatever is behind it. Not outlines though, but it also, like the object that is transparent, also has outlines, and that's very nice. We would actually be able to solve like the object behind that is being refracted, that it could also have outlines if we didn't rely on the Unity skybox. But that's a whole other thing. Check out prior streams if you care about that, because today we're gonna move on with this shader. We're gonna utilize it when we spawn some blobs, which I probably think we have already done. Let's see. Let me just do this. Cube, did you see the Norwegian enshittification ad? No, I did not. What is it about? Norwegian? Norwegian. Where do we have the blobs? We have them, yeah, here. Okay. I mean, it's a good initial blob, but we're gonna improve it today by, we're gonna create, so this is an icosphere, subdivided though, but we're gonna create UV spheres. I think we're gonna have UV spheres as our blob body, but we'll see. And then we're going to randomize the color and maybe spawn 2 eyes. I don't know yet. We'll see wherever today takes us. But I'm also wondering a little bit, like, I'm not sure this is transparent enough. Okay, we're going to go with 30. The more interesting our background is, the better it's gonna look, I reckon. Code Cube, personally I think it looks cool enough without blurred outlines. Yeah, same here actually. Like, this looks good enough. And as to the Norwegian ad, board of consumers and going like to make things. Oh yeah, but like seriously, enshittification is shit. Okay, so what I want to do first of all today is, here we have our blob generation graph. I want to jump to this one here, dynamic mesh generator editor node, and I want to add sphere here. I think it's called UV sphere. So let's see. Dynamic mesh generator editor node. And runtime node. I'm going to start with those. Geometry type. UV sphere. Runtime node. How did we? Okay, yeah, we have sub classes like this: dynamic plane, cube, icosphere. And I put the subdivision here. I probably want to put this one as a separate node eventually. I think. But we'll see. Okay. Code Cube, imagine not spending 3 hours getting reflections to work realistically and spending 2 hours testing in the real world to make sure everything works right. Yeah, you know you're fucked when you start comparing with real life stuff. But I think I spent way more than 3 hours getting my reflections in this game. Okay, let's see if this looks sorta right as I remember it. Longitude segment, latitude segment, radius. Okay, so minimum is 3 and 2. Is that it? Longitude seams plus 1 duplicate seam. The thing is, okay, we're gonna jump to dynamic mesh. Oops, dynamic mesh. Create cube vertex. I think we want to do Code Cube, happy birthday. Honestly, I want to do something similar. Maybe not. Okay. We can probably not create it as nice as this, but that's okay. Create sphere. Maybe. Yeah, Code Cube. I want to understand this ish. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hmm. I have some question marks. But we'll see. We're probably gonna take some time and rewrite this one a little bit eventually. Subdivide rounding. But we'll see. Create UV sphere. Dynamic UV sphere mesh generator runtime node. Input count. I only want 2 inputs here as well. Vector 3. Origo and radius. Maybe. But we want for the cube. Also, I forgot to mention, half the reason I'm building a whole new engine is so that I can switch to Linux. I want to make a jump to Linux as well. I don't care about rounding. I don't think, but we want longitude segments and latitude segments. I don't care about rounding. And I want to add those here, I reckon. Go. We get vector 3, we get float, and then when we generate, we want these here as well. Can I get the error? Radius. Why? Okay. Holy shit. Okay. We have an error here. Okay, there we go. And then we have editor node. And here I want to add some additional data, which we need to get, I think. So we're gonna do not input port, but undefine options. I guess we can just do, let's do switch. One sec. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we can check the option here. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna put it here for now. I think. Okay, something like that. Code cube 1 to 5 to 3. That's a good cycle. That's a growth right there. Longitude segments, latitude segments. I think that's it for the editor node. Runtime node should be a-okay. So I think we can test this one real quick. I still have some question marks here. But we can double check it soon. Or depending on the result, I guess. So now if we do code cube, we need a capital M after those numbers. Yes, indeed we do. UV sphere. Oh yeah, this warning I'm gonna have to take care about Sunday at least. 0, 0. I don't think rounding or subdivision. I don't know if they do anything just yet. Longitude segments, what was the recommended default here? 16 and 16, but I think it's usually like 16 and 32 or something like that. (3216). Okay, so instead of generating an icosphere here, we're now generating a UV sphere. Hopefully the silhouette will look a little bit better, and yeah. Oops, do we have a couple of errors here? Yeah. One sec. Do we have... Okay. Yeah, it's not node option. Get node. Fuck, don't we have access to node input? CodeCube also, what are the 5 most useful things about Unity to you? Oh, holy shit. I definitely like the... I'm gonna have to think more on it, but one thing definitely is the customizable render pipeline. Okay, I'm not so sure we add input port. We should. Pretty sure we have gotten inputs from this previously. Generation editor node. Try get value. Right. So instead of doing get node option by name, we should do get node in, or what was it called? Input by name. Node method get in get input port by name, and then try get value in. This is probably what we want to do. Yo, what's up, Apukas? See if we can save this one now. Yes, we can. Okay, good. Now let's see what we have. Still an error, unfortunately. Fuck. Is graph not set, or... And the problem is... I don't get any... Okay, we still have the same issue here, so what the hell did I mess up? Or is it... Do we have some serialization issue here? That would suck. UV sphere 3216. Save it, no problems. We have our visual generation graph. We don't have any issues generating this one. Start node. And we have our blob definition, and we have a reference to the graph here. It's not null. Everything here is set as well, right? Looks like it. Creature spawner, we have these here. They are set. So... what exactly is the problem? Let's see. Spawn creatures 23. $45. What annoys me is that if we just change this back to what it was, it still doesn't work. Yo, what's up, Skafer? That's That's annoying. Yo, what's up, Apukas? Yeah, we have done... Even though we've only been streaming for like 3 hours 2 times a week, we have done some pretty nice progress. We're currently like trying to just refine the blob visuals, and we want to use this shader, but we're gonna make it look a little bit more slimy than glass. Codecube, ever since Apple released liquid glass, I've always wanted to make a bare metal where it's just a metal background, then there's like a light that follows your cursor and elements emit light. I've seen that kind of stuff in some games. Codecube, yeah, I wanted to create... I'm gonna create a short or a long-form video about showing this glass shader eventually. Yo, good morning, Harukanan. Good morning, good morning. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. It's not my graph, right? Probably start node. But we have a start node here. Sad. What's the problem? Okay, there we go, and we can see that... Okay, maybe, I may have fucked up. Okay, now we don't have any error, at least, that's good, that's progress. Icosphere subdivision 0 rounding, so that's perfect. Then let's change it to UV sphere 3216. Let's save this and play... And now we get an error. But this error is probably... What? Interesting. Scaper, do you play games? Yeah, I like playing games is like my #1 hobby. Love it. But unfortunately at this point in my life I don't have that much time to play, so I play around like 20 hours or 10 hours a week maybe. And yeah, Next Fest on Steam is fucked these days. Codecube, also, how do you prefer to render out shorts? Just record a game view, just asking for a friend, whereas I feel wrong doing that. Like with obs, then crop it out. No. I record all of my clips with the Unity recorder or something like that. So I guess if you're using your own engine, you're gonna have to write your own tool like this, but this is perfect for me because you can have a constant FPS playback. You can render in higher output than your actual display, and yeah, like showing off your game by recording the screen with OBS is pretty shit compared to like using a dedicated tool like Recorder in Unity. So 100%. I mean, and the tech behind this is not that complicated. Depends on what packages you use or libraries, but you should be able to do something similar in your if you have a custom game engine. But Scafer, I was meaning to ask, did you find any like diamonds in the rough, or how many games did you check out this weekend? Okay, this is weird. Let's double check what this error is coming from. Okay, so when we do UV sphere, like initially I'm thinking that this has some, let's do 16:8 here. The problem we're getting is when we're doing dynamic mesh to mesh, it feels like we're getting an error here, but we don't change this one nor this one, so I don't know why we're getting these errors. Oops. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Maybe. Yes. Okay. So, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that the problem is this one. Radius. Good morning, PG King, by the way. It's going okay. Apukas, yet still enjoyable to watch it live. Appreciate it. Watching the struggle live. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Okay, so why is my AI generated method here fucking everything up? So the object becomes too big, aka the vertices are too big, the position here, but we only do radius multiplied by n, and radius we send in radius we get here. Maybe if radius is, it should be okay if it's 0, right? Yeah, we just multiply it here. So it could be, yeah, honestly, I'm pretty sure radius is not wrong, but n here. I want to see what happens if we just do a new vector 3 dot normalized. Okay, we don't get any errors with this. That's good, but we don't get any models either, or at least none that I can see. Okay, this is rough. PG King AI generated methods are either very good or fucking everything up. Yeah, I thought this one would be spot on, because this is something that has been done a 1,000 times. But I guess we're gonna have to parse it, see where it fucked up. And Schaefer, I haven't played a lot of them. Played the Fog Piercer and it's pretty cool. Played a retro-vibed Star Troopers game, it was fine. I played the Vampire Crawlers from Vampire Survivors devs. Okay. It felt like gambling. Autoplay features, what the fuck, man. Darkhaven from Diablo devs. Is that the original Diablo 2 devs? Is it the one with very alterable terrain? Or am I misremembering that? Code anybody ever got scared by how powerful their PC fans are when turning them up to the max? No. Okay, yep, it's on Kickstarter right now. Yeah, I think when I saw a video a long time ago, it looked pretty interesting. I wish them the best. Okay, so if we normalize this one, then we get a model that is not shown at all. 16/8 subdivision, rounding, and subdivide. So if it's 0, if this one is 0, we don't do anything here. So that should be okay. This is a float, this is an int, this is an int. This is a float. Does this fuck us? Maybe it does actually. But it shouldn't, right? So, latitude segments. So here we pretty much just calculate a value between 0 and pi. Right. So we walk around in... That should be okay. Thin cos, and then we do this. We do same. Yeah, here we do half circle. Here we do full circle. I'm wondering if it's this one. I want to be able to Scafer, there were many games with the Gen AI. Yeah, I heard that, or I read it on Reddit. It's a little bit sad, honestly. It's just like low effort stuff is not fun. You can do high effort stuff with generative AI, but it feels like most of the people using generative AI aren't the high effort kind of people, you know. Okay, so why selection? Why we don't have anything? This doesn't make much sense to me. Yeah, I am worried about okay, to make it better for me, I would like to change these ones to times let like this, and I want to put the float here like this, and I want to do the same here like that. I just want to make sure that this is not a float int issue we're having here. We're moving the other direction here as opposed to this one. Maybe that does actually matter because we're moving. Let's try and flip this one. Actually, let's keep it like this and check one thing here. Dan Washer, do you still have a Discord? If you're asking me, yes, I do. It should be on my stream description on YouTube. Let's take this one and let's scale it 10, 10, 10. What I was hoping was that we would have, if we could see it from the other side, but unfortunately we can't. But what if we do front of, no. Okay. So that's not it. But I still want to like this. Okay, for also an interesting thing that came to my mind when I tried the demo for Witchspire. Is there an asset for crafting survival type game for UE5? Because I swear it plays exactly like the demo for a now released game called Voyages of Nera. Yeah, that's the thing, you've always had... I don't want to call... I don't know anything about those games. But it's also sad, like when a game is obviously just a mismatch of assets tied together. Cube, Robin, we need a name for this project. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Like, I want to have a really good name. What's wrong with this one? Could we do... You know what? One sec. Play. I might have fucked up. Let's see. Let's take this one and let's add. No, actually, we don't even have... We don't even have... Okay. Yo, what's up, Love? Hope you had a wonderful weekend, man. Code Cube over 4 years and you can't think of a name. I can think of many names, not any good names though. Love creature creation time, hell yeah. Right now it's like procedurally generated UV sphere time though, but hopefully we will get it working soon. Pocket Doodles, yeah, that's I have that name on my list. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the triangle that gets messed up. We'll remove that one also. Little cool spheres for creatures. Yeah, I wanna procedurally generate the forms for these creatures. They're just gonna be simple blob creatures. They are gonna look mostly just round, but like we want to procedurally generate the mesh for them because I want to go a little bit crazy eventually. Okay, what can we do to help with debugging this? Sounds mighty it was Pokemon's 30th anniversary a couple of days ago. How did they celebrate it? Did they release any new games? You know what? We're gonna do... Yeah, let's do some dynamic mesh. Don't we have a little bit of a debug here? Okay, let's do it like this then. Creature. Okay, are you going to finish your demo for the next fest, June? That's a little bit early, I think. Look at it. What's the deal with this? On draw gizmos, and I just press enter here, and it becomes O of gizmos. It makes no sense. And I want to do we have access to it? Probably not. Mesh filter. And then we do for each. No. Draw sphere 0.01. Yeah, let's try with that. Code Q probably just gave one less ad in Pokemon Go. Yeah, that sounds like Pokemon Company, doesn't it? Okay. Okay. What? Okay, there we go. Could this be... Try get input radius. Create UV sphere radius. Makes me wonder. So the generated mesh is just one small vertex in the center. Why, oh why? Is this one... Do we have 0 here? Shouldn't have. Depends on what we send in here. Maybe. Could that actually be it? Do we have a problem? Oh. Really? I'm wondering if... Okay, I think we can check this here. Let's see. Dynamic UV sphere. Oh, I know exactly. I've done this mistake so many times. I never learn. You have to serialize these fields if you want them to be stored in our scriptable object. Potential DLC, the Rockadoodle take on a boy and his blob. Is that actually... That's actually pretty damn close to what we're currently doing. Okay, now we should have something, which means that I do want to... I might have been a little bit too quick giving this AI-generated code shit, but we'll see. Okay, here we go. They look... Okay, it's not perfect, but this is something we can work with, definitely. I think... Okay. The problem we have is that the normal is wrong for half of the spheres, aren't they? If we do... Oops. Okay, that's annoying, but I think we can fix it. So we do have an error here. Half the triangles gets defined, or the winding order on half of the triangles is wrong. A, B, C, C. Could it be that I fucked it up here? And I changed this one, maybe. What happened to our scene view here? Okay, this looks good. Or no. Can I just get a normal material prototype? The problem now is definitely that the winding order is inverted, right? But also wondering, this outline here is pretty weird. Okay, so the normals we're generating here is straight up wrong. Fuck. Okay. It's not the normals, it's... Is it the depth? Yo, what's up, Derek? We have been just trying to procedurally generate UV spheres today so far, I think. Huh. Okay, this is a little bit weird. Also wondering about... Yeah, we have the inverted winding order, doesn't we? Yeah, we do. Okay, so it's not that weird. So do we just want to... Oops. We just want to flip these, right? Code Cube, guys, I think I should just give up sleeping. Sleeping is extremely important, man. So do it. And as for those 5 things, yes, I will think about it, and I will write to you as they come. And sleep well, and thank you for dropping by. I appreciate it. So if we go A, B, C, we want to go... Yeah, we just want to flip this one, right? Right? Or am I just oversimplifying it? I want to check one quick thing as well. My scene view is fucked for some reason. Leak detection, yeah. That's not good. Okay, but let's see here. Yeah, let's play. What do we have? Okay, I think they're better, but I'm not... Not a big fan of this. And... I'm wondering why. This looks weird, and then we have this artifact here as well. But I mean, it's wow, that's pretty cool. But okay, let me just restart Unity after this. And I want to try and generate these with a little bit higher. Yeah, we should probably have some higher, or subdivide it some, I think. So let's do this, save, quit, and okay, this is a little bit worrisome. Okay. Okay, that's better. And I guess the idea then is, like, eventually I want to take this blob here and you could adjust the radius per what is it? It's per latitude segment, I think. So make this segment a little bit broader, so you get a little bit, you get a sphere that is a little bit more bottom broad. And yeah, like just varying the radius. Or I guess it's not the radius, but but the scale of each latitude segment. How would one go about doing that? So what I'm getting at is, let me see if I can draw this. Because I definitely want the shape to be a little bit different per... So you have... a UV sphere like this. But then you vary the thickness for each segment here. So maybe so how does a circle look? Does it look like this? Yeah, maybe. So if this is the default, then I want to be able to do it like maybe like that, which would result in a circle that looks like this. So given curves, which we're probably going to represent by like some... Yeah, I think we're going to do animation curves in Unity. We can probably work them into the graph. So then when we generate this mesh, but then again, do we want to... might want to do this on the GPU. I don't know, but like I want to be able to reshape these so all of them are not just spheres, but actually like they have some unique shapes. I think that's nice. It's wrong. Wonder if we wanna let's do this first. Blob base material, and then we have albedo color here. Let's do material. Here we have the material. I wanna alter that material before we set it. material property. And it's a color. Albedo. The problem here is that I don't think we have, maybe we can do alpha 50. Okay, so that's a random color. And I want to randomize a lot more stuff. But let's see if we can get the randomized shape in place. Wonder how hard it can be. We would probably have to implement some node, and I'm wondering if we actually want to add an additional input here that controls it, but it's weird. Let's experiment a little bit before we add it to the graph. So dynamic mesh, latitude. Let's just, I want to make sure. So latitude, we're going to make it into 4, and then we're going to play. I just want to make sure that I have the correct. Yes. Okay, so it's latitude. Already looks much better with the colors. I want to make them look a little bit more slimy eventually, I guess. But okay, let's see here. Latitude. Latitude. So, it's this one. But then again, okay, we could probably do something very smart right about here, I think. But so what I want to do is, if we take each vertex in a latitude circle like this, and then we want to be able to move them out or in to be able to reshape a blob like this. I think we're probably going to go with the top being 0 and the bottom being 1, because I think that's the order we generated, top to bottom, but honestly I don't know. This is the position here. I wonder though, we probably want to alter the normal as well. Yeah, definitely. But it should be, since we're only dragging it in and out, we should be able to... Like, how would one go about... I do always forget the name latitude. Does this question make sense? We'll see. It's honestly mostly the normal, but then I'm thinking... Animation curve radius by latitude. That's beautiful. Okay, we're going south to north in this example, that is. But I want to see. V is our theta, but not with this. And then I calculate Y. Yeah, we need this one. Okay. I think this is not... Okay, they're changing the radius. But will that look weird? I'm wondering. Let's do... how can I test this one? Do we have any default animation? Animation, curve, Unity. Do we have any static, constant ease in, out? Let's try it. animation curve test is equal to animation curve dot. Perfect, exactly what I want. And then we do take this and we do float t, and then we do r is equal to radius times test.evaluate e plus 0.1. And then instead of radius here we do r. And but one sec, we don't, let's just see how this looks. We don't do anything with the normals yet, which is, that's not very good, but we'll see. Sounds like there's an 32 4K 165 Hertz OLED. Only, that's pretty cheap. Yeah, I'm currently sitting on a 27 1440p. What is it? Not OLED. I recently got an OLED TV though, and like the difference compared to my old LCD, god damn. Okay, look at this. I think we have some, this is not, it's not great, but it's not, what the fuck, if we just, I mean, we fucked it up in multiple ways here. I know why, but if we just flip this one, it's not that bad, honestly. That's a pretty nice blob, if you ask me. A couple of eyes on this one. But that's just like one. Yeah, and we can see the normals are extremely fucked up. Sam's might, I would do it. Okay, so multiple things wrong with the current approach here. We can improve it by, if we do it by like this, max zeroing radius. I'm wondering about this one. It just feels like the position here is much more simplified. I want to try this one. Let's just see what we get. So we calculate T here, and that is our... I'm still worried about height though. Height... maybe not. T, and then we calculate float y is equal to shouldn't we just do radius t, and then ring radius, yeah, let's call it probably want to keep radius here, don't I? We'll skip that. Let's add a math max as well. Then we calculate phi, and okay, this is the old way of doing it. This right here. We're gonna keep this, and the normal we're gonna wait with. Our V is T. Oops. And radius by latitude, that's our test. And our height is, I want to say radius, but it's actually 2 times radius, isn't it? And then we have the normal. So now we have the normal and we have E. And let's see what kind of result we get with these two. Radius. No, here we just want to do P N think this one as is, and vertices count. Okay. Yeah, okay. I don't think that's too bad, actually. Holy shit, I think that's pretty spot on. Okay. The normals look... they look pretty good as well, don't they? It looks a little bit rough here, but... I'm gonna have to do some tests with the normal later, but like, it doesn't look too bad. It looks pretty good. One sec. The light is coming from here. Do we have inverted normals? Maybe we do. Maybe, yeah, I think we do. But I want to experiment a little bit more with animation curves as well, because this animation curve ease in, ease out, it doesn't look very good. I think it actually mentioned it here. I have to fix that leak detection later on. Ah, okay, this is definitely not it. I'm not entirely sure it's totally inverted. But let's see, do we have any better ease in, ease out? Okay, linear. No. Okay, before we start testing the normal, see if it's okay or not, let's implement proper animation curve. And for now, I think I'm gonna add it as an input here. Now we can maybe randomize it. Fuck, how would a randomized animation curve look? Yeah, but let's see. So let's start by doing UV sphere. Animation curve. And then I'm wondering if we should start with this. That should be roughly a normal circle. Maybe a little bit skewed. Yes, and then we jump to yes, and then we send it in here. Round, you know what? Let's do this. And then we use this one instead of test. Something like that, and I serialized this one this time. Hopefully it's serializable. Yeah. Okay, clear, save. Let's see. Okay. Fucking hell. Okay, this is pretty cool, and it was way easier than I thought it would be. If we can... Nah, the normal looks to be okay, doesn't it? I think it is. Ah, okay, this doesn't look... Yeah, we're gonna have to do some additional tests with it, but... cool. We can do a Dragon Quest blob with this, right? So that means that we can do okay, I'm gonna say .5. No, that's not what I want to do. Let's bring down this value here. But I want to change it like this, I guess. Fuck. Yeah. Let's try something like that. I mean, the shading looks like shit in the scene view, but too sure about the normals. Pretty cool. We can actually change the shape quite a lot here. But what I want to do... Oh, let's see here. Is the normal... Let's see. Normal... I think we should have a normal test. No. Oh, we have world normal. Yeah, I'm not too sure about this one. Okay. Okay. It's actually pretty damn good. But that makes, like, this shader, it looks like shit at certain points here. What's up with that? So if the normal is correct, I fucked up in the shader somewhere, unfortunately. Ooh, yeah, okay. Yeah, this one is definitely gonna lead to... Fuck. That's true. Yeah, we don't want to be too steep here. Too steep here is gonna lead to stuff like that. Maybe we could eventually calculate it based on like maybe we could calculate the number of longitude lines based on how steep it is, but yeah, that's not something we're gonna do now. But I'm also wondering about, can we do is kinematic? Like this shading, it doesn't feel too good to me. Acorn indeed. Escape to spring is the worst season humanity have invented. I think, isn't autumn worse? Objectively. Why are we getting so bad shadows here is my question. That doesn't make much sense. I mean, the normals, they do look good. It could be that we're not... let's double check it. Ah, fuck, I shouldn't have... Escape for autumn is great. In spring I feel like shit. I'm sorry to hear. That's like... make me want to ask, like, why? What is it with spring you don't like? Cell shade lit transparent. Have I forgotten to normalize my normal? We normalize the world space. What the fuck? Normalize. That's not good. Like when we calculate the light, calculate cell shading, we send in N, which is normalized. We can send in V, which is normalized. So why are we getting this extremely bad shading? I mean, I guess it looks good from afar. Not really. If only I knew why. So it's pretty much like an inverted, what do people call it? Winter depression, something like that. I used to have something similar, and I think it was because, like, when I was young and it was nice weather outside, my parents always wanted me to go out and play, you know? So it was almost a little bit shameful to sit inside by the computer or TV or whatever. And I used to have the, like, now when I'm an adult and it was nice weather outside, I always felt a little bit bad if I were playing inside. But I just learned to ignore it. Like, I'm wondering about this. Is it the shadows we get here? Is it shadows or the diffuse? Is what I'm getting at. It has to be the shadow, right? So tired of this issue here. It's shadow-based, isn't it? Self-shadowing. Sucks. That's not the one, this one. Don't understand. Okay, maybe I do understand actually. Shadowed, 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 not shadowed, and then we get jags like this, maybe. But like with this big of a shadow map, we shouldn't really have this issue. Maybe something with depth and transparency. Maybe. Like, let's see here. Okay, look at this. So here we actually have the same problem. Fuck, is it when we generate the... So this is a Unity default material, or just lit material, and we have the same issue here. So it definitely seems to be related to the mesh. I want to see what happens if we do... We have a dynamic mesh to mesh runtime node, and then we do dynamic mesh get mesh. In the get mesh here, instead of doing mesh normals is equal to mesh normals, I want to try and do mesh dot recalculate normals, mesh dot recalculate tangents. So let's see if Unity calculated normals results. Okay, I've been finding normals multiple times on this stream. What? Did I do it? Maybe we maybe we want to set the triangles first. Very important. Okay, let's try it now. Okay. That actually looks pretty cool, but... What the fuck? Cool gems indeed. What the fuck is this? Huh. Scary, I still don't really understand what tangents are and what they are used for. Together with the normal, they pretty much define as a space, much like world space or object space, right? How do we get this weird normals when we do recalculate normals here? How is that possible? Or do we do something weird with the vertices after the fact? What? It looks pretty cool. This makes me wonder if... Well, the only reason I could see this happening is because triangles here is... like this is defined in a weird way. But still... Escape normals looks like they get twisted around the object in a whirlwind. Yeah, it definitely looks, but looks like that. But I wonder... I've never had a problem with Unity's recalculate normals before. I wonder why it's not able to do it this time around. In fact, the triangle definitions must be weird as hell. I'm talking about this one, maybe. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. But it feels weird that they are wrong. Could it be Maybe not. Vertices, no duplicates. Yeah, it has to be, like, I'm wondering if made a rainbow gumdrop. Yeah, unfortunately, yes. This is hella weird. Yeah, it has to be the indices. Like, that's the only thing I can imagine it being. Right. I wonder if okay, what can we do to test this? How can we test our indices? Scafer, your triangles loop is strange to me. Why does it I++, but inside it's 3 times I? So I is the triangle number. So triangle 0, triangle 1, triangle 2. Every triangle consists of 3 vertices. So if we have an array and we want to jump between triangles, we go index 0, 3, 6, 9, and so on. And then we have the indices here. So it's pretty much triangle number 0 has place 3 times 0 plus 0, 0, 3 times 0 plus 1, 1, 3 times 0 plus 2 is 2. And then we go to the next triangle, and then it's 3 times 1 plus 0, so it's spot 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, 8, and so on. But we're doing we're doing some more complicated stuff here as well, because what we have is we have something called a dynamic mesh, which is pretty much just a mesh, but it's much easier to parse the data and check the relationship between data and stuff like that. So we have too many vertices representing the same vertex here, so that's what we start with by doing, removing duplicates. And yeah, it's quite complicated, this full class, but I mean, it has worked for everything else. It's just now that we recalculate normals ourselves, and recalculate normals it has to be like, I'm wondering if this one is anticipating the vertices to be in a specific order or something like that. I have no idea. Mesh unity. It could be that we're get mesh. I don't know. Mesh, recalculate. Where do we have it? Yeah, normals are calculated from all shared vertices. So the triangles sharing vertices. Yeah, something's definitely fucked. So when we calculate a shared... So when we calculate the normal for this one, we use this, and this norm vertex. This still doesn't make any sense. Scaper, the normals are going in the direction of strips which are not the quads. You would expect the normals to be calculated for visually. Yeah, something is... But I can't explain why it would go like this. I can see that it moves in some weird direction, but I can't explain why. Why is there no difference? It doesn't really matter what side we cull. Yeah, this is weird. So maybe it's not your copy mesh code, but your code before that maybe generates the vertices for geosphere or whatever this is. Maybe it goes in a round pattern from bottom to top when generating the points. What I find weird is that it renders correctly, right? So we have a set of vertices and we have a set of triangles defined by those vertices, and we can actually render it in a correct way. I guess I would love to, let's just do this. Creature spawner. Let's remove all of those. Let's go creature blob. And then we do 4, 2. And then when we generate this mesh here, I'm a little bit scared that we have multiple vertices and stuff like that. Yes. Maybe it's the same shadow problem that can happen when you have very long faces. Maybe. Hopefully we can get to the bottom of it. Okay. So let's see. Yes. Whoa, 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 whoa. Number of verts. What do we have here? 1, 2, 7. I'm starting to think the number of triangles 32. That's not correct. I want to see what happens. Icosphere. Do we have here? don't want to count them, but that's probably 5, 10. That feels like it's a little bit too much as well, doesn't it? Okay, so we have... Here we have 5 triangles. Here we have 5 triangles. And then we have... I think 20 triangles is correct, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. But... Okay, the UV sphere. Something is definitely wrong with the UV sphere. That's not good at all. 6, 3. $72 triangles for... Where is it there? For this, doubt. Okay. Oh, god damn it. God damn it. So that was 2 lines we should have removed way back. Oh well, it's Monday. It's Monday. What do we have now? 36. Still feels maybe a little bit too... maybe not. But we have the inside here, don't we? 36, 12... Maybe still a bit too much, I think. Did I remove the wrong... Now we're watching it from the outside, right? And I think we have some additional triangles up here. Because otherwise it would just be 12. What do we have? 12, 12, 20. Actually, 6, 6, 12, and then... No, we probably don't. So we have a 6 triangle at the top, 6 at the bottom, that's 12, and then we have 6 sides here in the middle, each having 2 triangles, that's 12. So, okay, that's only 24, isn't it? 6. Yeah. But I'm wondering how it looks up here. Matthews, how close do you think the game is to release? I don't like it so far that I don't really want to answer that question right. But if we could get some nice blobs going, it would be a little bit closer at least. I'm worried about 36. So what if 24? Yeah, then we have additional 6 triangles here, 6 there. Yeah, I think that's it. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's change. Let's change this one. So we edit key. We do value 0.5 maybe. .5. Like this, and then we try. $36. Yes. Although yeah, okay, so we have 6 sides, don't we? Yeah. And every side is 2, so we have 12, 12, 12, and that's about it. But it feels weird if this one was 0. Yeah, okay, if this one is 0, we actually have some weird... That's not very good. Like if we compare with the old, let's take this one and we use this one instead. With this one we get a much more proper top and bottom. I think. But yeah, here we get the inverted normals as well, but that's okay. No, actually, we don't get a better... No, we don't. So we have some weird overlapping triangles at the top and the bottom, I think. That's not good. But okay, let's say that we have this. Let's just see how this looks now with the let's see here. I want to try, let's do this one again, and let's do $32.16. Yeah, and then we let Unity calculate the normals, right? Still. I think those look pretty good. Maybe. Yeah, what's up, Chen? I'm also slowly developing a game. How would you say streaming your work affect you and your work? Makes it a little bit easier to have the discipline to work on it when you say you should be working on it. That makes sense. We can see here that we have... Here we have something weird going on. So yeah, it's definitely not perfect, but the shadows looks way better. We still have some jagged shadows. So what the fuck is going on here? And that's Unity's recalculated normals, right? If we use our recalculated, so let's skip that and use our normals again. It's a little bit more... There's definitely a difference between them, I think. Yeah, it is. This looks pretty good. Here we have this problem again. This problem we did not have with the Unity calculated normals, right? So yeah, I would say we probably generate a few too many vertices. And then we also get a few too many triangles, unfortunately. So like the shadows here, looks great if you ask me. The only problem I have with this one is this right here. So I think we have some additional vertices hidden here pretty much. But we're gonna have to take care of that tomorrow because I need to run now. But then we're gonna have to see, yeah, we're gonna have to fix this in some way. Hopefully we can get to the bottom of it tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Appreciate it, and have a great rest of the day. Peace.